In today's ever-changing world, there comes a time when you need to get your new computer because yours is outdated and it's just time to upgrade. Nowadays, there's only about two different kinds you can get. It's either going to be a PC or a MacBook. And it's going to be that you need to decide which one's going to be the best for your, whether you're using it for work or school or just for home personal use, which one's going to suit you the best. When it comes to deciding whether I would use or whether I think you should use, I think everybody should be using a PC. There are some advantages and disadvantages to that, just like anything else. I'll explain them. When it comes to using a PC, you're going to have a larger variety, a larger base to use for almost anything from business to social media to editing your photos to mixing together some music tracks and anything like that you need to do, putting a video together. When it comes to usability, I would go more for the Mac, and I'll explain why too. Device-wise, when you get into the PCs or the Macs, you're either going to be stuck with using a desktop or a laptop when it comes to using Macs. And when it comes to using PCs, you're going to be stuck with using desktop, laptop. You can also get a convertible 2 or 3-in-1, or you can get just a plain laptop. The strict differences between those two are that when you go to find the devices you want, you'd love to be able to have a tablet and a desktop and a laptop that you can sync your files with all three and you'll have the same user experience in all three. You will not have that with a Mac. You're going to either have your desktop or laptop you'll share the same experience with, same file syncing idea. But when it comes to a tablet, you're not going to get the same experience on an iPad. The iPad is not a Mac. You cannot run OS X software on it. It is just strictly its own separate operating system base. It's not the same base, but it's its own same layout, same UI. It's different. When it comes to PC, you can find the same UI between all four devices. You can run your same Microsoft Office on anything from the desktop, laptop, convertible, or the straight tablet. When it comes to deciding which one you'd want, I would want the PC because you're going to have that variety, the idea of I might want a tablet one of these days and I don't want to change my user experience just because I want a tablet and I can't use the same apps on it. When it comes to what a lot of people would like, it comes to games. Games are going to be more abundant when you look at a PC rather than a Mac. The games that are available for PC bring out a lot more variety because the Mac's not built for a gaming device. It's built to be used as a just plain old computer with some basic photo editing, watching video and things like that. It doesn't have the graphics power that you can find in a PC. PCs have anything from graphics cards and audio cards. You can get pretty much anything out of a PC that you can't get out of a Mac when it comes to gaming. They do make a few games for a Mac, but the variety is not there because most people are going to use a PC because you can get 4 times more power out of a $999 computer that's a PC rather than a Mac that doesn't have nearly the same graphic quality or the same powerhouse that a PC would have at the same price range. When it comes to security though, Macs might be a little bit more on the safer side, but they're nowhere near completely perfect when it comes to security. Everyone says you'll never get a virus or whatever or what have you on a Mac, but you still can. That's not completely true. The Mac is based on a Unix system which is compartmentalized, which makes it very hard to get a virus, but it's not impossible. And they do get malware attacks all the time because, one, that's the biggest thing that's out there right now. They want your personal information, so they're going to do the malware attacks. Now, that said, it is easier to get into a PC than it is a Mac, but you should always run antivirus on a Mac anyway because you can still get the malware or anything. The only difference is hackers are not going to go for that because there's a smaller user base on Mac and it's just harder to get into. Well, you can get the same comparable security of not running any antivirus on a PC when you do run antivirus. You're going to have the same chances almost by that time of having any kind of security breach of any kind. You're going to have more chances of getting Trojans, worms, and all that good stuff on a PC, but there's very advanced softwares you can get that'll take care of any of those problems for the most part, besides the newest ones that come out. I can't say that completely. That's why I would rather go with the PC, because they're more up on what's happening rather than what's going on with the Mac side. When it comes to software, like it says, PCs have a much broader variety, which includes also the shareware and the freeware versions of software you can get offline for free. I really enjoy that because a lot of them, as people would say, they're not virus infected, not all of them, if you get them off trusted sites. Now, if you're going off some weird address that's off in Russia, you're probably, and it looks funny, probably not the best thing to be downloading and installing on your PC, but there are some trusted sites that I get some really nice shareware freeware off of, like downloads.cnet.com, and sites that use that same kind of principle, that they're secure more than the standard random site that you're downloading off of. Macs don't provide that because if you try to find freeware for a Mac, it's going to be harder because you're not going to find it anywhere, not too often. There's not very many because Macs, you have to go through this whole security protocol to install non-trusted software that has not been approved by Apple on your device, even if you know it's completely fine. That's why people just don't attempt it. Where you can install anything on a Windows as long as you give it the okay. That is one big key difference that is really nice because you don't have to buy all this paid software that's been approved by Apple. In conclusion though, if I had to choose today, I would choose a PC. The Mac has its upsides and its downsides, but PC overall will provide you the most power, visual graphics, and audio for the amount of money you're putting into it, where you're paying for a more expensive device with less software and less variety when you move on to a Mac of any kind. Not to say that they will not compete one day with Windows, because they are now using Intel processors rather than their homemade processors they used to make. But in all, if I was me, I would choose a Mac to be put on the second list and a PC to become first. Choose a Mac and you'll have a heart attack. Choose a PC and you ride for free.